You are now tuned in to Single Woman in Motherhood on Apex Radio.
Here we are again. My name is Ann-Marie Ricketts, and we are at the S.W.I.M show.
And I'm Tandy, and I'm here with you, with Ann-Marie, talking about positive connections and seeing what's going on.
Well, parenting tips for this week is never give an order, command, or a request without being able to reinforce it.
What do you mean?
Well, you can't be putting down rules and laws and orders and not be able to see it through to make sure that they are following the rules. When we say they, we mean the children.
Do you have an example, Anne-Marie?
Well, for example, I would say, you're not allowed to go outside. Today you're grounded. But you're never home to see to it that is enforced. It's being respected. And when things like that happen, things get out of control. So make sure when you put an order, a command, or a request, you are able to enforce that. And that means having a team behind you, whether it's the neighbor, the grandparents, the uncle, an older brother, sister, just to see to it that it is being respected and it is enforced.
So what I'm hearing is you're saying there's a lot of value of reinforcing that at the time.
Children need consistency, and consistency gives you great development.
Okay. With summer here, I guess kids are out of school at this point. I think it's important to keep to a routine even during the summer.
I think a routine is really, really important.
I think kids thrive best when they know what to expect.
Absolutely. And so does the parents.
Yeah, it's a form of keeping your sanity along with the children, isn't it?
Actually, when I look at routine, it keeps the family, the home, everything flowing. Just flowing in such a way that it takes the stress off of the mom, especially a single mom, of not knowing what to expect every day.
And the kids can follow through and with their expectations at the same time.
And enjoyment can kick in. That's
good.
the key. Enjoyment can kick in. Well, what is another tip that we can bark upon?
How about making the children helping them to be useful, engaging them in all the normal tasks like meal prep, laundry, tidying up?
I think some kids look at that as work.
Well, they're life skills. You're going to need them if you're in school, if you're off for a summer break, spring break, if you're away to university or college.
How can you convince them, though?
Well, I guess modeling it, isn't it? Best way to do it, model it.
Hey, modeling is always a good way to go. But guess what? Maybe sometimes we need to develop communication. Getting into the depth of why these things are important. Because sometimes we just expect the unexpected. Like they're supposed to just know off the bat why they're supposed to clean their room, why they're supposed to pick up their clothes off the ground, and it's like, I think that's where the rebellion comes in, because we don't communicate enough. We think they just are supposed to know or understand or get it.
Or read our minds.
There you go. So, I think a wider variety of explanation and sharing, if you don't look at it as talking all the time to the kids, just look at it as sharing your knowledge, sharing your skills, and helping them to embrace it on a different level. I think that would make a big impact.
Absolutely. And it gives them a chance to share with you as well. We think we know what our kids are doing or thinking, but we really don't. We just see what's on the surface, but they're experiencing something completely different.
on that topic, here's another one. Here's another tip. Agree on what behavior is desirable and not desirable.
I like that one.
Right. So when we talk about desirable, what comes to your mind?
Well, I guess sort of what's expected when you're out doing a social event opposed to an errand, opposed to being at home. There are different desires for different situations.
Right. So remember, we were just talking a minute ago about, clothes on the floor, So when you can share, again, not talk, but just share your knowledge of saying, don't leave your glass on the desk where the computer is, or your clothes is on the floor, honey, that picks up extra germs, or it makes it dangerous because you could trip over it, so sharing some of those
the reasons behind
behind it, or giving them a synopsis of why that might make a difference if the clothes were in an appropriate place instead of on the ground. They can relate to that. Engage the children into sharing your knowledge and ask them what they think.
I like it.
Right? So, bringing them into making the knowledge of, you know what, Mom, I think it would be really dangerous when I really leave those clothes on the floor. Have them engage. Just don't always talk at them. Talk with them.
And for meal prep, let them have some input in what they prepare. Where they might not enjoy a certain dish because there's a certain ingredient in it. Help them understand the value of food, of healthy food. Meal prep's a great time to model that and teach it, and they can learn.
I'm really, really happy you brought that up to the forefront, because you know what? Sometimes we have the children and, you make the food and they don't want it and they whine and they sit around it and they play in it and you wonder why. Eat, demand, eat. But, step back a bit, look into yourself. Isn't there days when you don't feel like eating?
Or it might not look desirable. You might not have an appetite. Sometimes when you get involved and you know what the dish is made with, then it might be more intriguing to your taste buds. You could always challenge the kids to try something new.
And then one day they'll surprise you too.
Maybe they'll make it for you.
I like that. I love surprises, don't you?
Definitely.
Oh, one more. Have fun.
That means you too, us parents, along with the kids. Take the opportunity to explore. It's summertime. Get outside.
Wow, I'm telling you, summertime, I'm telling you, there's so much unexpected things that happen.
It doesn't even need to be structured things, walk along the river.
True.
Simple, easy to do, lots to see and explore.
Watching the older couple walk by hands in hands, give them something to think about for the future. Open their horizon.
Ann-Marie, this is day 7 of a 21-day challenge.
Ooh, and I've been on point.
Can you elaborate on that one? Because, it's 7 days, 7 affirmations. You've been setting a positive affirmation every day, or what? Tell me about it.
Well, to be honest, Tandy, it's been amazing having you on board and keeping me accountable. Okay. So that alone, even if I forgot in the morning, once I see that text, it's like, I do it right on the spot. It doesn't matter where you're at,
Catch us up to speed. What are you reminded of, and what are you doing? What is your challenge?
Okay, so one of my challenge is I am so beautiful. Every day I tell myself, I am so beautiful. I am so happy and grateful for my health. And I'm so happy and grateful for the positive people that's coming into my life. And the other day when you said to me, Ann-Marie, you could change those affirmation every day. It doesn't have to be the same one. That made it even easier.
Yes.
Because now I'm just floating them all out, just calling for everything that I desire, everything that's going to better my life for the good of all.
And believing it. So an affirmation is basically a form of autosuggestion. And when practiced deliberately and repeatedly, they reinforce chemical pathways in the brain, strengthening neural connections. So it changes how you process these thoughts. So really believing these affirmations you set for yourself daily is very powerful. What other affirmations have you used in the last 7 days?
Well, the one that I'm really excited about, because I know they say the more you say it, the more it becomes a reality. And as I said, I am so happy and grateful that I'm losing all the weight that I need to. And I am slimming down. In my mind, I see myself just so slim and trim and just wonderfully floating through the air because of my health and my strength.
Excellent.
I am seeing it.
You look like you believe it.
And I'm believing it.
That's powerful, powerful. They can be very simple affirmations. One on happiness could be, happiness is my brightness or my birthright. I embrace happiness as my set point. Doesn't have to be anything very detailed. I feel joy and contentment in this moment.
Right. But what I've learned over the years is when you make those affirmations, it's not just about talking about it or saying it. You got to feel it from deep down inside
Your gut.
to bring it to the forefront.
Most definitely. Yeah.
Visualize it.
Yes.
Feel it. Feel the power in those words. Let those words become your reality. So when you feel it so deep, you have no choice but to sit back and let it reveal.
Absolutely.
I'm excited.
So we want to hear any of your challenges, 21-day challenges you've set for yourself.
Well, my 21-day challenge, as I said last week, remember, is that I'm going to start my affirmation for 21 days.
Sounds good. But our listeners, too, we want to hear from them.
Ah.
Anybody listening, we want to know what they're doing as far as their 21-day challenge. I set myself up for 21 days of healthy eating. So just with the intention of thinking about what I'm putting in my system, deliberately planning meals, and actually following through to eat them.
Ah, nice.
It's been pretty good. It's refreshing.
Maybe that's my next 21-day challenge.
Don't get ahead of yourself. You're only on
No.
day 7 of 21. Let's stick to the affirmations.
I'm holding forth. So, you know what, people? I want to just remind you to don't forget to check us out every Sunday from 5 to 6 p.m.
And then replays on Saturdays from 9 till 10 a.m.
Awesome. Find us on Facebook at Apex Radio by hitting the Use app, and it will take you to all the shows. Remember to hit the like, follow, and also
Comment.
we need to hear from you. Check us out, plug in every weekend. We are waiting to hear from you. So tell us what's on your mind. So I want to tell you what's on my mind today. One of the things that really, really stuck out to me the other day was how quick things change. Tandy, suddenly, you're there. Just imagine just on Saturday here in London, Ontario.
Yes.
We were here and we were just outside with a visitor. The day was beautiful. We were just sitting there talking about
Beautiful
life
sunshine.
and the breeze. Everything was so beautiful. And in a quick split of an eye, like just the quick second, things started to change. Like the weather started becoming a bit dry and cold and and all of a sudden the rain started spitting. Oh, we're getting some rain. From the rain to hail. Oh my gosh, you should have seen the amount of hail. It was like winter wonderland in the middle of summer.
I was inside. I missed all that.
Oh my gosh, I was so amazed. It was scary but beautiful at the same time. And it's like calling up people and saying, hey, are you getting hail over there? And they're saying no. Mom, we don't have anything over here. It's like, what? You should
In London
see
as well.
outside. Yeah. This is in London, just on the other side of town. They did not get what we got hit. And I'm telling you, it was exciting but scary the way it came down so heavily. So that's what we're talking about. How quick things can change.
Definitely. And that's in reference to many things in life, not just the weather.
That's it. You know, one of the things my son said to me a couple months ago, or maybe I think it was a couple years ago, we were just talking, having some real deep reasoning, and, just vibing. And he said something to me. He said, Mom, one of the things that I've learned is the only thing in life that is guaranteed is change.
Very true. Very true.
Change. And if we really step back and we really take a look on our journeys and our path, how much changes have we ourselves have gone through as we continue on our journey here on earth?
Absolutely. Every day things could change.
This is why we need everyone to be on board with making sure you create that life that you want. You start to look into yourself and focus only on thyself, because when the changes come, you are prepared to embrace it in a different manner. So what does that mean?
Well, you have to be open to change. You have to be able to flow with things and adapt to them. Having kids, we have to adapt and change as they grow and they change.
That brings me back to a point. I want to bring people back into our moms, our single moms, into, the day they might have thought of, one day they're going to have children. And have you ever said this to yourself? Oh, I can't afford it. Oh, it's not a good time. Oh, but the moment come and you're pregnant, then what? There is never the right time. There's never the right moment. Life is all about change. And when we grow to embrace our changes, it becomes a beautiful experience.
Most definitely.
Right? And then it's exciting.
Less
and
struggle.
It's scary. And it's all those wonderful things that's going to bring you to your pinpoint in life of who you are, become. It's all about that. And when we look at some of the challenges and, because we have not prepared ourselves or practiced how to embrace changes. So when these things happen, we are grounded and solid, so we can, they say, it's not what happened that's important. It's how you deal with it.
That's right. How you weather that storm.
Right? So if we could start practicing now, forget about yesterday, forget about the day before, forget about today, the minutes that have passed, and just start from right here, right now, just to start to embrace our changes and preparing ourselves by using positive affirmation, bringing up that vibration in your soul to be happy and contented.
Yeah, definitely. And, a really important thing to remember is to find things that resonate for you so that you're taking care of yourself. I'm reminded of the value of a quick morning stretch. I find it sets up my day. It helps ground me. I heard you use that word earlier, Ann-Marie, grounding. I find that's really important for us to set up our day with, feeling our feet on the floor and taking a moment to find our breath and stretching our body in the morning, finding a way that feels good to you. It doesn't have to be very long. It doesn't have to be a certain routine. It's just all about moving your body and waking up to that new day and embracing it.
There you go. So it goes back to what we talked about last week, taking that moment for yourself, paying attention to you. Even, you do a little stretch, you go in the mirror, you look at how beautiful you are. You can close your eyes and see your face. That is the skill that has to be learned. We are so busy, I remember one time somebody said to me, how does your eyes look? And I thought, what do you mean, how does my eyes look? My eyes are my eyes. What do you mean? I don't know. And then I started looking and thinking, well, how does my eyes look? Really. And I started stopping and looking into the mirror every day and looking at what I like about me, what I desire, and what I appreciate, right?
Yeah, we're so quick to reach for the negatives and pick on ourselves and put ourselves down. I like that you're thinking in the positive manner.
That's it. But not only that, we're quick to put ourselves down, but we're quick to give somebody else a comment. And how beautiful they are, and how their legs look nice, and oh my gosh, your hair is so nice. What about you? When last have you done that for yourself?
Yeah. Taking
Right?
that moment to self-reflect and appreciate yourself.
It is easy to do once you start to practice it. Back to our
Comes a
affirmation.
routine, 21 days.
We got to keep with the 21 days. That's how everything starts. That's how the changes start to happen. That's how the controls start to be comfortable. That's how the happiness starts to flow in naturally without you trying. But you know what? Changes is kind of difficult, don't you think?
Oh, change is really hard, and it's very easy to slip back to your routine. It might not be a healthy one, so
What do they call that? The comfort zone?
a comfort zone,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Talking about your comfort zone. How do you unleash your comfort zone and get out of it? How do you step aside and remove yourself from those comfort zone?
Good question.
Here, well, I got the answer, honey. I
Let's
can
hear.
tell you how to do it because
Oh.
I've been practicing it myself. Now, here's what I've learned in the past. And we've talked about, things of rest if you must, but don't quit. Remember that one? Rest if you must, but don't quit. So a lot of us, many, many times, we jump up and we say,
Yeah.
ooh, we want this, we want that. We don't even stop to think, which is good because that means you're living off the edge at times. But when you live on the edge, be careful. So how do we get out, learn to escape the comfort zone? Instead of taking a 10-foot leap, and you get there, you're uncomfortable, you're confused, you're scared, and you run right back
Too
to
big of a
where
change.
you needed to be comfortable.
Right.
So when you stop, slow down, speed up, but slow down, right? One step at a time. Instead of taking a 10-foot leap, take one.
Yeah,
Feel the foundation there. Get comfortable with it there. Then you take two, right? Don't set yourself up for, discomfort or failure. When we leap too far, it becomes a fear instead of a challenge.
and it's too big of a change, isn't it?
It is just too big.
So-
And some people just can't handle that. And some can.
Small changes
Makes a big difference.
Make big difference every day. So eventually you will come to that big change over time, but it will be less noticeable.
Exactly. And it will be more comfortable. Right? So it's like putting on a new pair of shoes. You're not going to put on a size 12 when you're size 9. That's too big of a change. But you might get a little, room. You want a little bit of room because you're jogging and your foot goes down. So you might try a 10 or a 9.5. Does that make sense?
Oh,
It makes sense, doesn't it?
I don't know about that one.
I know about it. I've tried on those size 12 and it just hangs off and it doesn't feel comfortable. But when I put on a size 9.5 and give myself a little room, hey, I could travel very far in those shoes. So think about it. It makes sense.
All right, I'll have to take your word on that one.
Or try that one. So we're talking about change, and the things that's guaranteed is change. We cannot help the word change. We cannot help the movements of change. So we have to learn to embrace the changes that comes and represents who we are.
And this 21-day challenge that I keep bringing up, it's something that can help you bring change into your lifestyle. It takes one day changing slightly and increasing over those 21 days to where it becomes regular for you and you won't think twice about it. So that's one way of embracing change and welcoming it into your world. You won't notice after those 3 weeks what you've actually done until you actually take a moment, sit back and reflect on the 21 days.
And when you might question, okay, so is it working? Is this real? Tangible evidence is important. When you start to see the tangible evidence in the things you're doing, it proves to you that this works, right?
So, like, for example, waking up at 6 a.m., maybe your 21-day goal. And on day 22, you won't realize that you don't really need that alarm clock. Your body's already adjusted to that change.
Tangible evidence, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Look out for those tangible evidence, because it doesn't make sense. You're working hard towards something and you're not seeing the results. And if you don't see the results, repeat it.
Or try a different way. Definitely.
Okay, so what else is on your mind?
Well, a lot of the things we're talking about today can be all changed due to our perspective.
The way you think about it or see it?
The way we think about it, process it, the way we see it. Our experiences in life have brought us to this thought pattern. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just your perspective. Mm-hmm. So in anything, if we're feeling very down and stressed, weighed down by the world, our perspective is usually negative.
That is so true. So back to thinking positive.
If you think positive, your perspective is typically from a positive perspective.
And that brings us to the power of belief.
The power of belief.
The power of belief. Our single moms, we reach out to you especially because we want to bring the power of belief. It starts with the law of attraction. Basically, when we sit down and we want something really, really, really bad, you got to first believe that you can attain it before you can receive it. Mm-hmm. So it starts, basically from within. So here we go. The first thing we have to do in life is stop worrying about what other people think about you and start worrying about what you think about yourself. Now,
it's putting a lot of pressure on me.
That's the change that we talk about. That a lot of people, that's the first thing that we're going to look into, or we're going to say that it matters what people think. But it will matter what people think, but the most important thing is what you think about yourself. That little voice that's inside, that little voice that tell you, you can't do that. Don't even try it. You're no good. You can't even do nothing right. Why do you think you're going to do this one? Don't even waste your time.
Those are scary, scary thoughts, but I'm sure we all do it at some point throughout our day.
And when you become an expert of listening to those little voice and recognize when it's speaking to you in a negative way, you have the power to change that. And it's time to change and make those changes a reality. You need to, you're no good. I am good. I am great. You will never lose that weight. I am losing my weight every day. Counteract those thoughts.
These sound like positive affirmations, Ann-Marie.
I'm becoming that positive affirmation. I want it to be like every morning when I jump up out of bed, I got to brush my teeth. I want every thought that runs through my mind to become my positive reality, because you know what? You deserve it. We all deserve nothing but the best.
Absolutely. You know, it takes us back to that kids book, The Little Engine That Could.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was just the other day, folks, for me.
Doesn't that the story represents what we're talking about, doesn't it?
Yes.
You believe that you can do it is half the battle.
And the best part about this is, listen to this one. You won't get anywhere spiritually, mentally, physically, until you don't even give a about what other people think about you. You got to take that really close, pay that attention, and really, really analyze yourself and ask yourself, why is it so important? Why do I allow that to bother me about what other people think about me?
You don't get bothered what other people might think of you?
All the time. But that is the change that I'm looking for. That is the change that we're putting out there for you to recognize how important it is to worry about what you think about yourself. And when you start thinking positive about yourself, everybody else have no choice but to think positive things about you, because that's what's
how you're displaying
bursting
yourself.
out of you.
Absolutely. It comes from the inside, doesn't it? Radiates out.
How do we do that?
Well, from the yoga perspective, taking the time and sitting quietly with yourself and your thoughts is that one step in the right direction.
Oh, yeah. And the other way is making sure you're right and your heart is clean. So once you push clean thoughts out and you have clean love within you, you will receive that, because what goes out comes back. What goes up comes down. So every time you practice that and you practice that, you will be amazed of the things you can achieve.
You know, YouTube is great for all these little changes that we're talking about. You can definitely find on YouTube all sorts of videos, short videos, long videos, anything that you have the time for, just to sit down and listen to a visualization or a meditation or anything that calms you and brings you back to being grounded and centered, so you can see these things within yourself and make these little changes.
And you know what? I'm talking on my behalf. I believe in the God in me, because I believe there's a God in each and every one of us. Within our thoughts, in our moments, some people say the universe, we're all connected by, but I
may
believe
not call it God, him or her God, but there's different, tags or sayings and beliefs, but someone up there is looking out for us at all times.
Exactly. So with me, I just like to know that I have that power. So I say, there's a God in me, and anything I want to do, it is and it can become possible. So once you believe, the importance of what you think about yourself, it comes to the forefront again.
Yes.
And we're driving that today. We're driving because there's so many obstacles going on in this world, so many negativity, that if we're not careful, we get consumed of all these things and not realize this is what's happening. So on that note, we are looking forward for these changes every single day.
Simple little changes, just a step in the right direction. Nothing more than that.
Wow, I'm telling you, I'm just talking about faith is what you believe about yourself, and we got to start making those changes. It is so important for us to be strong for ourselves. And we talked last week about, taking the importance of taking care of yourself, because if the plane is going down and you don't save yourself,
you can't save your child or anybody around you.
There you go. It is so, so important, because I tell you, when I look towards changes these days, I personally am looking and getting excited. I'm not afraid anymore. I'm looking and saying, wow, I wonder what's new. What kind of changes is coming out there for me today? I embrace these changes. I challenge these changes because life is good.
It's also invigorating, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. It is so wonderful to not know to wait for the unexpected. But when you put out positivity, only positive, no matter what goes through the day, something great is going to come back, right? Set up the moments.
Setting up those moments.
So here it is. We've given you so many things to go on. We've talked about
21-day challenges.
We've talked about
Changing your perspective.
positive attitude, positive thinking. We've talked about repeat. We've talked about, don't you forget the most important one is surround yourself with positive people.
Positive people.
Building your team.
Your tribe.
So guess what? That gives you back power again. The things that you think you don't have, which is power. So power allows you to take back that control. The control is picking and choosing who you want in your world.
Very, very true. Very true.
That's the uniqueness about taking control and setting your own journey.
Yeah, and have fun with it. Get those kids involved, take them out, enjoy the summer, explore, be positive. Show them what life can be in the summertime and just play. Be the child alongside them.
Well, here we are. We have synergy in our world. We can definitely create what we want, what we believe. The other thing is you have to have patience with yourself. You have to see that things does not happen overnight. There's a lot of what do you call those gurus, those motivational speakers. There's so many of them out there, like Bob Proctor, right? There's
a lot of life coaches.
Align yourself up with one of them. And one of the things that they talk about all the time is that you have to look for someone who you admire and mimic them. Follow what they've done in life and how they did it. How did they rise to success? How did they, found their solid ground? Right?
It's always a good idea to have a mentor.
And you have a choice. You could pick who you want, who you're comfortable with, who speaks to your heart.
Definitely. I'm thinking back a good decade ago, Ann-Marie, at S.W.I.M, Single Women in Motherhood, offered some life coaching. Do you have anything like that currently?
Oh, we are so pushing our life coaching. We have seen so many women's life change. We have seen so many positive feedbacks that we have actually affected not only the mom but their children. And as you say that, thank you for bringing that to the forefront again, because you know what, we are looking forward into continuing to reach out to our community and encourage them to align themselves up with these positive role models, these life coaches that's out there doing the work, because once you learn it, it's going to be a transformation onto the children. Right?
What programs are currently offered through S.W.I.M?
Ooh, okay. So we are talking about the programs again, and our life coaching is one of the biggest piece that's hitting the wave.
So can single moms call the S.W.I.M office and ask to be part of a life coaching session?
Absolutely. We run group sessions.
Okay.
And we do one-on-one as well.
Are these open to the public?
It's open for single moms.
Okay. How would the single moms find us or find
Well,
you?
you know, I'm so happy you asked me that. We can be found online at www.singlewomeninmotherhood.com. And we also have our Single Women in Motherhood Facebook.
Okay.
So you could hit us up online. And our phone number every day is 519-432-5454. We're located in London at 296 Horton.
Okay. Pretty
We-
central.
We are trying to make sure we're accessible for every and anyone.
Is that that's on a bus route, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes,
Great.
it is.
Very convenient.
So our other program that we're running is the Let's Talk About It. And that is our baby. You know, that's what we started off the agency and basically it was all about let's talk about it. We're all single moms from different walks of life, but we
And
have
what are you
one
talking
thing in
about?
common. We're all single moms. We talk about anything that's on their mind. It doesn't matter what journey they're going through. They can share. They could sit and just listen. They don't have to talk, or they can be encouraging and transfer information. So a lot of that happen and a lot of that takes place. You know, for example, when a mom is going through something, she basically speaks about it, and another mom could say, you know, I went through that same thing, and this is where I went, and this is what helped me. And it's transfer of
good.
information.
Good. And it's just a reminder that we're not all always on our own like we might feel or think. So these Let's Talk About It groups are offered weekly at S.W.I.M.
Yes, it is every Monday
Every
from
Monday.
12 to 2.
Oh, good.
And all you have to do is call the office and register and set up an appointment to come in, get registered, and join the group.
Excellent. Excellent.
We also have memberships now, where you have options and access to other things. Such as the Little Fish program during the week.
Little Fish program?
Yeah, you know, when someone don't have childcare or, you know, family support to, you know, they have a job interview and you can't bring the child with you. You can,
Okay.
if you're a member at S.W.I.M, you could just call us, see if we have anyone on site, drop off your child for an hour or two, go to that interview, go
Very
get that job
nice.
that's waiting for you, or go to that little appointment that you have to at the doctor's and be able to concentrate.
Can moms utilize that service if they want to take an exercise class, for example?
Long as you're a member,
Fantastic.
call us and get all the information you need.
That sounds like a fantastic program. It's nice to hear that's available out there.
We are trying to make sure our moms have everything they need to be very successful.
Fantastic.
The other program we're working on, which is my new baby, is our community agent program, where you say, for instance, you have a court date, you know, child custody battle, and you don't have anybody to go with.
Yes.
You know, or you might be called into your child's school and you're surrounded by 5-10 people that belongs to the Board of Education that's working in conjunction with your child, and you don't have anyone to assist you on that journey. Again, you can call the S.W.I.M office as a member and request a community agent
Community
just for support.
agent. So it's a peer mentor for support.
It's just a support person that's going to sit with you, help you to focus. They might hear what you haven't heard because sometimes
Being
the
a second set of
tension-
ears.
Yeah, sometimes the tension is so high. You think they said this or they said that, or what does that mean? Well, it's so nice sometimes when you have that person to just keep you calm through the process, or
Or even take notes for you, maybe.
that's exactly what we do.
I
So
like
you
it.
can reflect back in a more calm space, in a more available mindset, you know,
I
situation.
think it's a great idea. Great idea.
So we're busy working hard for these moms. We want our moms to be successful. We want our moms to be at peace within themselves. Not saying single moms are not at peace or successful out there, because that's our goal, is to start to bring on some of these successful single moms. Because you know what? We want you to know if they can do it, you can do it too. And I'm learning every day. I'm searching every day. I'm looking every day for new growth, new ideas, new ways of improving. We are always on the hunt for happiness.
Good, good, good. I think we should bring in some of those single moms.
Oh, we are. We have some good one lined up for you. With their surprises, though, you will be really happy when we start to pound the pavement. Call us. Reach out to us if you want to be one of our guest speakers.
Yeah, let us know how you have succeeded being a single mom over the years, what works for you.
Share the knowledge, share the ingredients, share the secrets. There's so many to learn, so many to gain.
Definitely, definitely.
So on that note, on that positive note, we are looking and hoping for, to hear from some of our community members. We are so excited to hear from you. We are happy to share with you. We just want to keep it moving, keep it real.
Keeping it real is what it's all about. Don't forget to check us out every Sunday from 5 till 6 p.m. and then replays on Saturday from 9 till 10 a.m. Find us on Facebook at Apex Radio by hitting the Use app, and it will take you to all the shows. Remember to hit the like, follow, and comment.
Check us out. You won't regret. Join us. Make our community big. Let's bring our moms to the forefront with gains of positive things in their life so they can continue to share it. It's a triple effect.
And remember, stay with your 21-day challenge. Holding Ann-Marie to her, she's on day 7 of her 21 days of positive affirmations.
And I'm going to hold you to one. What is yours going to be?
Oh, I'm continuing. I'm on day 7 of healthy eating.
Okay. That goes hand in hand. My affirmation needs to be a consistency, and I want it to be a life-changing experience. Remember, people, change is evident. Change is needed. Change is always going to be there. It is part of our life. It's part of our journey. So embrace it, love it, and take control. See you next time.
Thank you.
Single Women in Motherhood on Apex Radio. Visit singlewomanandmotherhood.com.